Imagine, dear viewers, a Middle-earth without hobbits in the Shire. A tale where the heartbeat of peace and simplicity that the Shire embodies was stilled before it could thrive. The Shire's idyllic hills, its vibrant festivals, and its profound sense of community would be absent from the world. Without the gentle resilience of the hobbits, how would the fate of the One Ring, the Fellowship, and the great struggle against Sauron unfold? This alternate history invites us to ponder the profound ripple effects of their absence in the tapestry of Middle-earth's history. To grasp the enormity of this what if, we begin at the roots. The founding of the Shire in 1601 of the Third Age, granted by King Argaleb II of Arnor. This region, unassuming yet central to history, became home to the hobbits who sought refuge from the tumultuous East. Had they never settled there, the Shire might have been overrun by wilderness or other powers, leaving it a land of forgotten potential. At the heart of the question lies in the interconnected destinies of hobbits and the Ring of Power. Without the Shire, Frodo Baggins, Samwise Gamgee, Merry Brandybuck, and Pippin Took would not have risen to play their pivotal roles. Their absence would reverberate through the Fellowship and beyond. Without the Shire, the story of the One Ring's rediscovery would change drastically. Bilbo Baggins, the hobbit who stumbled into adventure in 2941 of the Third Age, would not exist to claim the ring from Gollum's cavern. As a result, Gollum might have retained the ring far longer, languishing in isolation and paranoia in the Misty Mountains. Yet the ring's insidious nature ensures it would not remain hidden forever. Over time, Sauron's forces, actively scouring Middle-earth for the ring, might have discovered Gollum's lair. Such an event would have fast-tracked the Dark Lord's reclamation of his greatest weapon. Without Bilbo's intervention, the ring would likely have fallen into the hands of its master before the free peoples of Middle-earth had a chance to rally against him. Gandalf the Grey's role in this alternate tale also warrants consideration. The wizard was drawn to the Shire not only by his fondness for the hobbits, but also by his growing suspicions about Bilbo's mysterious ring. Without hobbits to anchor his investigations, Gandalf's focus might have shifted elsewhere, perhaps to Saruman's machinations in Isengard, or the growing shadow in Dol Guldur. The absence of hobbits would deprive Gandalf of the steadfast companions he later came to rely on, forcing him to seek aid from other, less suitable allies. Even if the ring somehow escaped Sauron's grasp, its rediscovery by another race, men, dwarves, or even elves, would have profoundly different consequences. The humility and resilience of hobbits made them uniquely suited to resist the ring's corrupting influence. In the hands of others, its allure might have led to swift disaster, either through the wielder's fall into darkness or through its return to Barad-dûr. Without Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee, there would be no humble journey through the barren lands of Mordor. The unlikelihood of a hobbit succeeding in this impossible task was what made Sauron blind to its threat. In their absence, Sauron would have fortified Mount Doom further, confident that no one could destroy the ring, an overconfidence that may, in this timeline, be proven justified. The Fellowship of the Ring, forged at Rivendell in 3018 of the Third Age, was a unique assembly of free peoples: men, elves, dwarves, and hobbits. It was the hobbits, however, who brought a grounding influence to the group. Frodo's resolve, Sam's loyalty, Merry's cunning, and Pippin's bravery played pivotal roles in uniting the Fellowship and keeping it intact through early trials. So who broke the spell and uniting people played Wopsel's role? Without them, the composition of the Fellowship would change significantly. Elrond, recognizing the need for representation from various races, might have replaced the hobbits with other members of Gondor or Rohan. Yet such replacements would lack the hobbits' unassuming demeanor and surprising resilience. Consider the example of Boromir. Though noble and valiant, his susceptibility to the ring's lure foreshadows how other men might have fared in Frodo's place. A fellowship made entirely of those susceptible to the ring's power might fracture far sooner. Aragorn's leadership would also face challenges. The Hobbits' loyalty to him as their guide and protector bolstered his confidence as a leader. Without them, Aragorn might struggle to command trust and cohesion among a more contentious fellowship. Furthermore, the absence of Frodo and Sam's selfless determination to carry the ring to Mordor could leave the fellowship leaderless in its most critical task. The journey through Moria provides a key example of how events would shift. In 3019 of the Third Age, Gandalf's fall in Khazad-dûm tested the Fellowship's resolve. Without the Hobbits, the grief-stricken group might lose its sense of purpose. Pippin's accidental awakening of the Balrog served as a catalyst for Gandalf's eventual transformation into Gandalf the White. Without such an incident, the group might bypass Moria altogether, leaving Gandalf unchanged, a loss of power that would significantly weaken the fight against Saruman and Sauron. The Hobbit's absence also affects the wider political alliances. Merry and Pippin's eventual roles in Rohan and Gondor are vital to rallying these kingdoms. Merry's bond with Theoden helps galvanize Rohan's armies for the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. Pippin's service to Denethor, though fraught with peril, ensures that Gandalf arrives in time to prevent the Steward's despair from consuming Gondor. Without these contributions, the odds of victory in these decisive battles diminish. The Shire, often viewed as a peaceful backwater, represents far more than its quaint exterior suggests. Its absence would leave a gaping hole in Middle-earth's cultural and symbolic tapestry. Established in 1601 of the Third Age, the Shire is not merely a home for hobbits, but a symbol of the simplicity and innocence worth fighting for. Without it, the stakes in the War of the Ring would feel vastly different. First, the Shire's very existence served as a counterbalance to the darkness spreading across Middle-earth. It was a bastion of life, untainted by ambition, war, or the Ring's influence. When Frodo reflects on his quest, it is the Shire's safety that spurs him forward. Its absence would rob the Free Peoples of a poignant reminder of what they stand to lose, reducing the war to a mere battle for survival, rather than a fight for the preservation of beauty and peace. Gandalf's love for the Shire also played a critical role in shaping his strategy against Sauron. His connection to the Hobbits inspired him to seek unlikely heroes for the Ring's destruction. Without the Shire, Gandalf's efforts might lack the personal touch that led him to trust in small and humble individuals over grand warriors. His attention could shift solely to elves and men, risking a more conventional and ultimately less effective approach. The Shire's absence would also alter the balance of power in Eriador. This tranquil land was an anchor of stability in a region beset by threats from the Trollshaws, the Barrow Downs, and the remnants of Angmar. Without the Shire, the Rangers of the North, led by Aragorn, would find themselves more isolated. Their task of protecting Eriador would grow exponentially harder, leaving the West vulnerable to Sauron's influence. Furthermore, the Shire's cultural contributions to Middle-earth's history cannot be overlooked. It was Bilbo and Frodo who recorded the Red Book of Westmarch, preserving the tale of the War of the Ring for future generations. Without the Hobbits, this vital record of resilience, sacrifice, and triumph over evil might be lost. Middle-earth's lore would lack a personal, grounded perspective on events of cosmic significance, diminishing its depth and relatability. Finally, the scouring of the Shire, as depicted in 3019 of the Third Age, is one of Tolkien's most powerful commentaries on the destructive potential of unchecked power. Saruman's despoiling of the Shire and the Hobbits' eventual reclamation of their homeland encapsulates the themes of stewardship, resilience, and the enduring hope for renewal. Without the Shire, this arc is lost, leaving Middle-earth without its final, poignant closure. In the absence of the Shire, we see not just a missing piece of geography, but the loss of a heart that beats quietly yet powerfully throughout Tolkien's legendarium. Let us conclude by examining the moral and thematic implications of a world without hobbits, and how it reflects on the choices made by the Free Peoples. The absence of the Shire and its inhabitants in Middle-earth would profoundly shift the thematic core of Tolkien's epic. At its heart, The Lord of the Rings is not just a tale of grand battles and powerful lords, but a meditation on the power of humility, perseverance, and the quiet heroism of the small and unassuming. Without the hobbits, much of this thematic richness would be lost, leaving Middle-earth a grimmer, less hopeful place. Tolkien's inclusion of hobbits as central figures underscores his belief that true courage and moral strength often come from the most unlikely sources. Frodo's quiet endurance as the ring-bearer, Sam's unwavering loyalty, and the growth of Merry and Pippin into leaders show that heroism is not confined to warriors or kings. In a Middle-earth without hobbits, this central narrative might be dominated by power struggles and highborn figures, missing the grounding humanity the hobbits provide. This shift would also alter the story's exploration of power and its corrupting influence. The hobbits' inherent resistance to the ring's allure is a key counterpoint to the ambition and fallibility of men, elves, and dwarves. Without Frodo, the ring's fate might rest in the hands of those ill-equipped to bear its burden. The central message, that even the smallest person can change the course of the future, would be replaced by a more traditional narrative of might making right. Furthermore, The Hobbit's journey is a reflection of Tolkien's own experiences and philosophies. The Shire represents home, comfort, and innocence, the very things Tolkien yearned for during the dark days of World War I. Its preservation gives meaning to the sacrifices made by the Fellowship and the Free Peoples. Without the Shire, the War of the Ring becomes a struggle for survival, rather than a battle for the renewal of what is good and worth cherishing. From a moral perspective, the absence of hobbits would strip the narrative of its celebration of friendship, resilience, and the small joys that make life worth fighting for. Samwise's care for Frodo on the slopes of Mount Doom, Merry and Pippin's camaraderie, and Bilbo's love for simple comforts all serve as reminders of what is truly valuable in life. Without them, Middle-earth risks becoming a world defined by cold political alliances and martial valor. Finally, the Hobbits' influence extends beyond their deeds in the War of the Ring. Their story resonates because it shows that even those who seem inconsequential can rise to meet extraordinary challenges. This message of empowerment, rooted in the Hobbit's arc, is what makes Tolkien's work so enduring and universal. A Middle-earth without hobbits would be a world lacking in this essential truth. A tale of grandeur, but not heart. And so, dear viewers, we come full circle. The absence of hobbits would unravel the delicate balance of Middle-earth, leaving it bereft of the quiet strength, moral clarity, and enduring hope they embody. In pondering this alternate history, we find ourselves more deeply appreciating the profound impact of Tolkien's most unassuming heroes. Reflecting on this what if, what are your thoughts? Could Middle-earth still endure without the Shire's hobbits? Leave a comment below and let's discuss this intriguing possibility together. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more explorations of this speculative tale. Until next time, may your road lead ever on and on.